Michael, so your harness has been completed. So 3Z, it is a six-speed automatic system, but running you're going to be putting in a manual transfer case onto the system. Okay, basically got this harness, we've broken it down, we've rebuilt it, made it into a standalone system, removed everything in the harness that is not necessary for your setup. Okay, and removed all of the original Toyota wrapping, okay, and re-enclosed it, so everything's basically new connectors, new seals, new brackets. Okay, we go through the whole setup. So yeah, you got your throttle body, comes down, goes to your EFI water temp sensor. You have this one that we add in, so that's a single probe sensor for instrument, your instrument cluster for your engine temperature. So you can screw out that stopper plug down there, and you can put a Toyota sensor in there, and that will plug straight in. Nice, because it's got a seal in there, and you won't get water corrosion and whatever. Oil control valve, right hand side, obviously your number 2 injector and coil. Okay, comes down and splits off, and this goes to your 5-pin for your airflow meter. We'll get that plugged in a moment. These two split off, and one goes to your alternator. We haven't plugged it in because this is actually a 5-speed motor that we're running this on, so it's the wrong alternator. We've got the oval plug on this one. Or do we? Yep, this is the oval plug on this one. So you've got the 4-pin, and the motor's got the 5. They've got the 3-pin, so that's why we haven't plugged that in. But everything there's plugged. Everything's wired into the system. Okay, so your charge light, you'll pick up on your client plug. Okay, this last one coming down, that goes into your right-hand O2 sensor. Okay, so yeah, that's all wired in. So the whole harness has been done with the skeletal frame. So everything is very secure. It doesn't wobble around or anything like that. Very, very straightforward here. It's very self-explanatory on where everything goes. Okay, so you've got your 2, you've got your 4, you've got your 6, you've got your 8 bank, right? And in between here you've got your your VVT sensor. It's basically a cam position sensor, but your post VVT. Okay, and then you've got this extra one running down here, which goes to a VSV valve underneath your intake chamber. Okay, so basically it's got a line of throttle butterfly valves. Okay, that changes the length of your intake. Okay, I think it's 2,800, 3,000 RPM, and then what it'll do is so when you start it, it'll pull down, it'll stay down, and at 3,000 RPM it opens up. Okay, and just adjust it like that. You got a noise filter on either side, so that's what these are. And here is the plug for that. Let's see, we haven't plugged that in, so that just plugs into there. Okay, and that gets rid of any noise that you would find on your radio. At the back of the harness, we haven't bolted this down. I do actually see that the one bracket here at the back is broken. It's typical of Toyota. You could just put a flat washer on there. I'm afraid these we don't produce those. That's Toyota. So yeah, very difficult to get replacements for that. But it won't make any difference. It's not going to affect anything. You've got a earth strap on the right hand side, and you've got another one over here on the left hand side, right over there. Make sure that both of those are properly secured and it's cleaned, and then you take a earth strap from your left and your right hand cylinder heads to your firewall. Okay, I know it sounds kind of weird because there's so many head bolts holding it down, but Toyota does it, and they do it for a reason. We've just put a patch harness in here because this engine is a 5-speed. It's actually been set up for our new harnesses, so it's a different plug. So we've just put a bridge connector over here so that we can crank it. Okay. Coming out of the back here, you have all of your stuff for your transmission. So you've got a fork going down for your left-hand O2 sensor, and then it rolls down and it goes to your. So like I say, this is a 5-speed system that we're actually running this on. Okay. You have your input speed sensor, which on your engine is on this side of the transmission. So that's that 2-pin. It bridges down here. It goes to your neutral safety switch. Okay, so it'll only start in drive, or not in drive, in neutral or in park. And then it rolls down and it goes to your solenoid bank, and it goes to your output speed sensor. So all of that's basically just plug-in. Okay, all of that's dead right. This side very much the same as the other side. Okay, so you've got your 7, you've got your 5, you've got your 3, you've got your number 1 cylinders. Okay, and then again you've got your post VVT cam sensor, and you've got your VSV valve for your evap. Okay, some guys use it, some guys don't. It's been deleted off your ECU, so if you don't use it, it's fine. It's not going to bring up an error code. But if you do use it, then yeah, it's also great. It will work. It's not like it's a bad thing for the engine. Okay. Oil control valve, left-hand bank. Okay, rolls down, goes to your primary cam position sensor. Okay, and then it continues down and splits off here into 3. One's going to go to your aircon compressor clutch. One's going to go to your oil pressure switch, which is way down here. Right here by the back of your oil filter housing. And then your third one goes down and goes to your crank position sensor. This one, it's better to take it through this cavity. So you've got a square hole here behind your aircon compressor clutch. So it'll go through there and it'll come out over here. And what that does is it stops it from getting, stops any chance of it being tangled up in your serpentine belt. Rolling down, splits off, goes to your fuse block. Okay, so just open this for you. Come on. And, so you have all of your fuses, everything's been separately fused. Okay, I know they're all the same amperage. We do this because it's not about, nobody's going to add stuff to the circuit. It's more about short circuit, where if anything does short circuit, it would blow. Okay, a person can get finicky and change to whatever amperage, but I just don't see the purpose. Engine light, so this is an LED. It's replaceable, so if it ever does go bad, then you can just replace that, but it's very unlikely. Starter relay, you've got your fuel control relays, you've got your EFI and main relays. So we've got 2 fuel control relays here. The reason for that is the one is a positive supply for the fuel pump, or for the fuel pump circuit. And the second one is actually a FC signal, which is a negative trigger for a for your existing fuel system when it comes to a Toyota. So you'll look on your circuit opening relay, you've got a trigger that comes from the ECU, and that basically is a negative trigger. So you'd use this relay for controlling that circuit, and then you would use this one to supply the current through that circuit to your fuel pump, if that makes any sense. All of that documentation, it's in your documentation that you'll receive. Okay, you'll get a whole pack there with your package, and then everything here is marked in your fuse box load. Obviously that doesn't apply because it's not a bridge circuit, so you just ignore that. You've just got an engine light in the place of that. Okay, and then it goes through. You've got your gland going through to your ECU box. You've got your 5 connectors going into your computer. Okay, I know this is the wrong tag. I will replace that tag. It's been tagged as a manual, so I will get that sorted out for you. It's just a tag. It's not an issue. 10-pin connector. This is your main climb plug. This has got your ignition, your fuel, your start, your rev counter, your temperature gauge. You've got your oil light. You've got your charge light. You've got your engine light. You've got your aircon compressor clutch, so that basically handles the running of the engine as well as the instrument cluster and your aircon trigger. Okay. We have this connector over here, which is to do with your transmission. So this is the indicator lights on or indication lights on your dashboard. So you've got park, reverse, neutral, drive. Okay. Then you have your S mode or your select mode, and then you've got your shift up and shift down. So those are, you can put in paddle shift, or if you want to use, shift where you've got the plus minus, you've got that functionality. And then this is SPD signal. So it's actually an input into the ECU. It's going to tell the ECU what speed the vehicle's going. You can generate that on your output shaft or from your ABS. We'll go. If you've got any questions regarding that, just let me know. There's a number of ways of supplying that signal. It's not going to affect the running of the motor at all. It just means that on your DTCs, or on your live data, it'll pick up exactly. 12-pin connector. This is to do with your OBD2 and your diagnostics. We give you a patch harness for this. You don't need to do anything. It's literally a 5-foot harness that plugs into this plug, and it's going to plug into your accelerator pedal, and it's going to give you your OBD2 port. And then you have this 4-pin connector over here, which is your cruise control. So you've got your 2 wires that go down to your brake light switch, and you've got your CCS. This one doesn't have P1, so it's not something that is on the 3UZ ECU. It's basically an indicator light for your cruise. Okay, but there are other ways of generating that. So if you want that, then you just let me know, and I can explain to you exactly there what to do. So yeah, all of the ECUs flashed and programmed. Okay, so you should have no error codes. While we'll test run it, and then you'll see. This is one thing I didn't go through. So this red cable coming out, so this is the branch going down to your fuse block. It splits off, and it's got a 12 gauge cable, probably 10 gauge cable, coming down, and what it does is it goes directly to your battery positive. This is the main power supply for your system. Okay. Some guys put a fuse on it, just the only nest. So everything going through your system obviously is fused within your fuse block. The only vulnerable part is if this gets crushed, let's say you're in an accident or something. So some guys do put a fuse block on the battery. Very, very few guys do that though. It's you can do that. It's much of a muchness. It's preference. Some guys do it, other guys don't. So yeah, let me put on the intake tube and plug in your airflow meter, and we will give her a test run and make sure that it's all running properly. The proof's in the pudding on that. So these are the pigtails that we give you. So everything, this is your 10-pin clamp plug for your starting and your instrument cluster. That is your pigtail for your cruise control. This is your pigtail for your transmission, so your park, reverse, neutral, drive, your shift up, shift down. And this is the extension harness with your accelerator pedal connector and your OBD2. Okay, so this you can just bolt into your dashboard, and then this just plugs into your engine harness. Okay, so that's basically concludes everything that you need as far as what running of the motor goes. But yeah, let me get that airbox on here for you, and then we'll do a test. Okay, so I've put on the intake tube there. So I just want to mention this. A lot of guys make a big mistake with this. Okay, you've got a PCV, or not a PCV. You've got a PCV valve coming out of your right-hand cover over here. Okay, and it's got a tube that runs from there, and it goes to your throttle body. That needs to be connected as part of your ventilation system. Okay, I'm not sure what your plan is with an intake tube, if you're using something like this, or if you're using an aftermarket one. But whichever way you go, you've got a tube coming out of your right hand valve cover. That needs to be connected between your throttle body and your airflow meter. Okay, so it's drawing a vacuum through there. That goes through your engine block, and it goes through your PCV valve into your intake chamber. It's very important that air is calculated by the airflow meter. Okay, otherwise it's going to mess around with the running of the motor. And then your airflow meter, the fitting for your airflow meter is usually within the top housing of the OEM filter box. So we will supply you with a housing like this, okay, that your airflow meter fits into, okay, and then you've got a O-ring that goes in there, and you can bolt it onto a fabricated airbox. Either that, or you can use something like a Forerunner. Forerunner tube is really good for what you're busy building, I would have thought, because it comes out and it goes into like an S, and it comes out way back here, which means it gives space. Okay, a lot of guys use those airboxes. They really do work well for engine swaps. So yeah, so you can see here now your engine light is on, so the ignition is on. It's rather bright, I'm putting my finger over it, but so when you do have an engine code or a transmission code, that light will come on and it'll stay on while it's running. If you do not have a code, it'll switch off while it's running. Okay, yours is obviously going to stay on because we have not got the transmission plugged in, because I'm running a 5-speed transmission and you are running a 6-speed motor, or a 6-speed harness. So I've basically just changed the throttle body on a 5-speed so that we can run her for you. So yeah, let's give her a run here. It's building up fuel pressure. And what's going on? It's probably not in. Some park. Let me have a look here and see what's going on. Hang on. Okay. Too long here because I don't have a cooling system on this motor, clearly, you know. But yeah, no, there's no issues. Everything's all good. If you got any questions, let us know. I mean, we're there to completely help you. Sorry about all the drama that you've been down trying to get the harness here and all the shipping problems and stuff. But yeah, I think in the end you're going to be happy. Yeah, you're going to enjoy it. I really hope that you do enjoy it. You should. There should be no problem at all. But yeah, no, I mean, we're there to completely help you. Sorry about all the drama that you've been down trying to get the harness here and all the